Ta-da! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, I'm back! Sound panels are in, so I thought I'd give the live streaming thing a test, see how things sound, see if things are an improvement for you guys. I'm just toying around with levels for me. Okay, that works. I can hear myself now. That's nice. Let me make sure you guys are getting acceptable levels, though. Yeah, everything should be okay your end. Everything should be okay your end. So, yeah, completely impromptu stream. Might not get anyone actually coming on to watch, but of course, that is absolutely fine. It will be here for you to come back to at a later point. To be honest, I'm procrastinating. This is a case of procrastination at its finest. I do not want to have to sit and record some slide guitar stuff for my next book. I've recorded 40 audio examples thus far today. And I'm having to do some Robert Johnson next, and that was a bit much for me. I've been at it so much, I just thought I'd take a break. And what better way to take a break than to do some transcribing? What better way to relax than to transcribe some Frank Gambale, right? That's pretty relaxing stuff, right? Let me get this shared up on my Facebook page. I could probably pick a more, effective time to do a live stream like this than, the middle of the day, but such is life. Impromptu live stream. Why is that not typing? Right. Let's do it again then. Huh. Was it actually going to share a link today? It is. Yes. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm going to be transcribing some Frank Gambale. I was supposed to do a bunch of Frank Gambale as part of the live transcribing stream last month, and I did. I transcribed a little bit of Spike's song. I transcribed Robo Roo, and I transcribed Little Charmer. That's the one. And that was a lot of fun. But I felt that I'd let my Patreon guys down. I didn't transcribe quite as much as I wanted to transcribe. So I said to them that I will do another stream and I'll transcribe some more stuff. So yeah, this is I can do it like this, right? This is brought to you by my supporters over on Patreon. This is me doing the thing that I said I would do for them and doing more transcriptions because, they've put up with a lot in waiting for this studio to finally be ready. And I love them for that. So they deserve more, and hopefully you guys get some enjoyment out of it as well. So yes, let's have a look. Cleaner has been, Chris. Yep. Good old fake Gambale, fake hair Gambale. Right, cool. So let's take a look at what we're gonna be doing. It's from the Sweet Picking medley that I transcribed. Last 2 weeks ago now. 3 weeks ago. Wow. Time flies. It's this little clip here. And what is it? Frankly Speaking? Yeah, it's Frankly Speaking. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark the file out and then crack on with it. There's some really cool stuff in this one, so I like it. Yeah, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go like that. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. and then he goes into the little charmer thing. So we put a section marker in there so I don't lose track of that. So there's enough going on there. Let's talk briefly about Frank. Frank, of course, one of the masters, the master of masters, if you like. He has a very unique sound. There's no hiding from that. Frank sounds like Frank. There's no one that sounds like Frank. People that are influenced by Frank might have a flavour of Frank, but none of them sound like Frank. And it's interesting because I wouldn't even consider myself a huge Frank Gambale fan. I just admire him. There's definitely an admiration for Frank and the things that he does. I'm not crazy on a lot of his music, though some of it I really do quite dig. I'm not crazy on his work with Chick Corea, but again, some of it I kind of dig. The thing that's fascinating about Frank is how few people sound like Frank, right? You can go on YouTube right now and you can have a look for Frank Gambale style sweep picking, and you won't find anybody doing an authentic Frank Gambale style sweep picking lesson. You will find sweep picking lessons, but not voicing things, not lines the same way Frank plays lines. And I think that's strange. You know, Frank he's kind of shot himself in the foot in that his style is so uniquely his that he's a little bit unknown because of it. It's not like like Paul Gilbert or whoever, where everybody can play like Paul Gilbert. If you're into the shred thing, you can probably play like Paul Gilbert, right? So people talk about Paul, whereas with Frank, it's too hard to imitate his damn stuff. So he's definitely like an unsung hero of fusion. But Oliver, how do you tell what key a piece is in by ear? Well, unless you have perfect pitch, you won't be able to do that. But as Michael points out, you're finding out what note sounds like home, right? But yeah, so you say that is it the type of thing you need to have your instrument in hand to do? Well, yeah, because when I listen to him play this, there's no way that I can tell you what key that's in. I can say feels like home, but I can't tell you what pitch that is because I don't have perfect pitch. So we'd need a reference for that. Now, of course, I could use transcribe to do that. If I go like this, I can. So we can find our note. I went straight to it. It's an A. So I can make an assumption, but why make an assumption? Let's take a look at some more of these comments. So Chris Locke is talking about the naked cleaner. I remember this now. Hello Max, how's it going? Hello Cristiano, and hello Nepali songs on guitar. How's it going? Okay, let's do some of this then. Oh, and isn't this nice? My room isn't full of echo now. How great's that? As always, I am watching the stream while I'm doing all of this, so if you have any questions about any of this process, it doesn't need to be about transcribing, doesn't need to be about Frank Gambale. It could be about whatever you want. If you have something that you want to say, if you have abuse that you want to hurl at me, the comment section is the place to do that. So, let's take a look. Where's he go there? So you play let's go with a triplet there. So this is our first theme. Nice little phrase there. So what do we have? Comments. I see some comments. Gambale is awesome. Yeah, it's actually amazing. Holy shit! Make transcription. Transcription is easy, Oliver. Transcription really is easy if you put your time into learning to do things properly. r/paid tabs. I mean, I have been a professional transcriber for like 10 years now. So yeah. Michaels asks, he's pretty good at transcribing. How do you make money off of it? I mean, I haven't spent any time on paid tabs. I imagine anything that includes the word tabs means that the people that want to pay for them don't want to pay for your actual time. And if there's one thing I can tell you about having transcribed professionally for 10 years, it's that when people contact you and they want you to do a 7-minute Frank Gambale song or whatever it happens to be, and then you turn around and say to them it's going to cost you more than $20, you never hear from them again. So it's difficult to get paid in this industry because people don't value what it is that you do, right? But it's a fun industry. I love it. Now I'm going to save time. I'm just going to read the top part. I would assume there's a lot of repetition here, so. Okay, so not quite, because he put some additional notes in there, so let's put those in. Damn it. I'm going to put that in as muted note. So we got copy paste, and then we get into the fun stuff, right? The Gambaleisms. So what have we got here? Oliver, is it actually though, like, how do you even get started? Do all intervals sound regardless the same of key? Yeah, it's easy, Oliver. I've got a lot of videos talking about transcription and how you go about actually learning to transcribe. It's a very simple process when you think about it. There's two things that you have to learn, right? Rhythm recognition and pitch recognition. Now, pitch recognition is easy to do. If we hear Frank play this, ba ba do da. Okay, those are the notes. Ba ba bo ba. Now, all right, my pitch recognition is fast, and I can hear the notes and instantly sing them back to you. As long as I can find what those pitches are, ba 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 ba, I can find those on my guitar. That's easy. The slightly harder thing is the rhythm recognition, hearing what's going on there. Ba ba do ba. In fact, if we want to be accurate about this, it should really have a shuffle marking on there. Ba ba do da 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 do da. Now that's a rhythm. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. I've read that rhythm 100,000 times. And therefore, because I've read that rhythm 100,000 times, anytime I hear that rhythm, I know what it looks like when it's written down on the page. We're just combining those two skills, pitch recognition, rhythm recognition. Now, of course, you put a bunch of time into it and you'll get faster at it, you get better at it. But that's the basics at it. And sure, everything starts really slow. Like, I wasn't born a transcriber. I wasn't born good at this stuff. I wasn't born good at guitar. And we all know that. None of us were good at guitar when we picked it up, or any musical instrument for that matter. We've put in the time. We've put in the practice. So you need to put in the practice. And transcribing is just a muscle. It's a skill. Just like any other skill, we work on it. Michael, yeah, so contact magazines and you're looking for the either the editor or the notation editor, and just send them, samples of your work. So same idea here, right? We can hear the phrase ba 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 ba. So rhythmically, I assume he's playing it there. Well, I'll check that in a second there. So he does jump down here. I just want to use the video for this. Yeah, that's right. So that is a pull-off. We'll put these in the sextuplets because they should be sextuplets. Now, if we wanted to be really pedantic, we could go through and put the picking indications on this. Now we're going to double check what he does here. Yeah, so one last time. Okay, good. So there's your little, your Gambaleism, if you like. Now let's keep going. I'm not crazy on that triplet there, but I'm leaving it. Okay, so same idea. We just got to we have different ending on it now. That's easy enough to fix. Ba 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 ba. Those are the pictures, right? Da 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 da. Sextuplets again. Okay, trickier. Ross, do I transcribe things that I don't have a video for? Yeah, absolutely. Most of the transcribing work I do is without video. They just don't make for as entertaining YouTube videos. So, yeah, you won't see me doing audio on YouTube because it's just not as fun for you to watch, right? There's less for me to talk about. But, yeah, most of the stuff I transcribe is without video. Ba 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 ba. Is he playing there? Does he go up that high? It's there. Ba da. Ba ba. Yeah, cool. Let's put tempo in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What do you find to be the most common scale / pattern of notes in your work? Would you say pentatonics are just massive in Western music? Well, absolutely. But Oliver, it totally depends on who you're transcribing, right? If you're transcribing blues guys all day long, then you're going to see a lot of pentatonic stuff. But if you spend a lot more of your time transcribing like straight ahead jazz stuff, then you're going to hear other sounds more often than you are going to hear minor pentatonic. So yeah, it depends what you're listening to. If you're listening to a lot of country music, obviously I do a lot of country music. In fact, let's do this. If you transcribe a lot of country music, and obviously I've transcribed a lot of country music, then you're going to find a lot of pentatonic scales, yeah, but not as many not as many minor pentatonic scales. It's a lot more major pentatonic. So yeah. Why did I bring that up? There we go. Snake, transcribing without guitar. Snakebite, transcribing without guitar is, I'm not going to say it's easier, but for a video setting like this where I have the video, it's easier. Oliver asks, is rhythm recognition like, oh, this is triplets, this is quintuplets, this is a time signature? That's half of it, Oliver. That's totally half of it. It's about wider rhythms. Like when I hear someone say, pulse is important, right? So here's my pulse. Ba 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 ba. That's my rhythm. Da 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 da. You have to know what that is. It's 2 16th notes followed by an 8th note, right? You can't call that a triplet because a triplet is da 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 da. Those two things are rhythmically distinct. They are different things. And if you can't read a piece of music, the thing that I've got on screen now, right? And I'm not talking about sight reading, but if you can't look at this and go ba 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 da 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 ba. If you can't rhythmically read that and understand that, not dealing in pitch, then there's no way in hell you're ever going to be able to write it out, right? So you need to put a little bit more time into being able to read. Ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 do da. Ba 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 ba. Pixelat Polska. Do I usually transcribe without a guitar? Most of the time I transcribe without a guitar, yeah. That is an Ibanez FGM 100, a Frank Gambale model. How do you ever come across anything how... I assume you mean couldn't transcribe. I've never come across something that I couldn't transcribe, but I've absolutely come across things that I'm unwilling to transcribe because of how much time is going to be required to do it, and therefore it not being financially viable. So yeah, that absolutely that came across. Ba 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 ba. I can't really hear what he does here. Okay, there we go. Now, we're not going to be able to... Oh, I can see he's picking there. That's handy. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm actually going to do that. Yeah, I'll look better on the page. And if we put this in... There we go. So, sorry, what did I miss? I was focusing. Yeah, old records like Django. Done a lot harder stuff than that, yeah. How often do I transcribe prog? Define prog. Daily. Brent. Same idea. Boo, ba, ba. Da 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 ba da do. I've never actually. I understand what prog is, Brent. I've never actually had any OPEF as a job. I don't think I have. I've never been paid to do any OPEF. I'm trying to think what prog things I've had to do recently, though. Oh, there you go. I was transcribing Rush just yesterday. How you'd forget that, I don't know. But lots of that type of thing. The Last Thank You Scientist. Oh, sorry, no, it wasn't the Last Thank You Scientist album. I did the tab book for the Maps of Non-Existent Places. So yeah. That's cool. That's rhythmically very interesting. How do we want to write it? Okay, yeah, fine. Go there. Does he do that though? That's yep. Did he go down to there? Nope. Ba, ba, ba. Jeez. That's cool. Ah! Did you do that? Lots of questions. Speaking of Transcribe, I was going to buy it the other day. Noticed my affiliate link doesn't work. It does work. My affiliate link works. That's a great question, Warrior Judo. So here it's all rhythm recognition. As you can see, I'm using a Guitar Pro in order to check my pitch recognition. And Frank is a great example of the next thing you ask, which is when doing this, how much theory am I using? Well, in Frank's case, not nearly as much because his playing is so different from the normal stuff. Like, I can't think of ever having transcribed a line with that contour to it. There's less, theory. Knowing a shit ton of theory will give you, will put you in a position where you can make more educated guesses as to what's likely to have occurred, right? And this isn't something that I need to worry about with what's likely to occur with Frank, because I can't anticipate. I haven't listened to enough of Frank's stuff that his lines, they don't become, his lines are not intuitive to me. So I use less theoretical knowledge and more granular, step by step, making things accurate. approach. Do you have any tips for working through muddy passages? Example, guitarists playing distorted low passages where sounds like the speaker is flubbing out. Stuff like that sucks, man. Stuff like that absolutely sucks. And the reason it sucks is because there's always going to be some degree of guesswork involved, right? It would be kind of like me just going up to my mic now and screaming as loud as I can into it. The signal is going to clip. The signal will clip. And there's no way to reverse engineer that clipping if the clipping is that extreme. And the same is true of, like as you say, flubbing out. If you're getting a lot of bass build up, a lot of bass frequencies, then you are going to have signal clipping, but it's going to be in that bass register, the bass frequency. And no amount of equalization will, save the mix, because it's been mixed at that stage. It was something that needed to be done before the mix. So stuff like that sucks because it involves a lot of guesswork, a lot of educated guesses as to what's likely to have been played. And that's less music theory, though part of it, I guess, is music theory. The bigger part of doing something like that is having an understanding of the player that you're transcribing. And when you know what that player is likely to have played, that can help you make more informed decisions. So Tom says, with the internet, there's a large pool of musicians transcribing, a larger pool. Yes, probably. When I was in high school, it seemed to be a few people doing most of the guitar work. Yep. Yeah. And smash that like button. Yeah, smash that like button. So, yeah, there's definitely like a lot more transcribers now, and I'm getting to know some up-and-coming transcribers that, I work with on projects from time to time when I'm really busy or whatever. And also just my Patreon page. I'm training. The goal is training the next generation of transcribers, right? Finding or helping them find ways to make a living for themselves, rather than, I like the fact that I make a good living. That's cool. I'm happy with that. But also at the same time, there's plenty of stuff that needs transcribing out there. There's plenty more stuff that needs transcribing out there. I can't do it all. So, getting more people out doing this is good. I'm all for that. And adding to Warrior's question, so am I thinking of intervals? The note sounds like a major third above the previous one. No, I don't. I absolutely don't think accurately like that. I don't think that's a major third higher than the last note, though I do think ba ba. I heard a note ba ba. I don't think to myself ba ba that's a minor third higher. Ba ba. Is that a minor third higher? Ba ba. Yeah. See how I had to check that, right? I wouldn't think for a second, how much higher is that note? If I hear the note ba and I imagine myself playing that on the guitar, ba ba, I know exactly where I need to put my finger to play that sound. So there's less of a theoretical explanation behind it, or justification, should we say, as to where I would put my finger, than there is a real life practical explanation. You have to remember, at least I think it's important to remember, that theory doesn't come before music. Theory is the thing that we use after the fact to describe something. And the same thing would be true with transcribing. When I'm using theory, it's after the fact to analyse something that has happened. I won't use theory before the fact to help me find what was played. You never knew that Frank Gambale played Ibanez's. I mean, that was the first huge chunk of his career, all Ibanez. Ah. So I'm going to copy paste. Let's go with that. Right, what have we still got to do? All of the cool stuff to go. So you never got back to the start of what you transcribed and press play so you can hear you transcribed to see it sounds correct. No, Ross. No. I do it at the end of streams like this. Once I've got this done, I'll do it then for you guys. But doing that means that you are using Guitar Pro to check Guitar Pro. You will get into a whole world of trial and error. If you do that, you'll get into a whole world of going back and trying to work out where you fucked up. I think it's more important to not make mistakes in the first place. I would never write a rhythm down unless I understood the rhythm. There is no reason for me to go back and hit play on this because I have made sure that I am certain about what I'm writing before I write it down. And if you need a piece of software to do the playback, to tell you whether or not the rhythm that you've written is correct, then have you really transcribed it? Snakebite, I've used Transcribe and Guitar Pro when they're first released. Never made a full use of marking out tool. You absolutely should. Always mark out, yeah. I knew that link worked. And the reason I knew it worked is because I've had a bunch of people buy the software this week. Yeah, Zappa, I assume you're talking about there, Tom. I think it's the way the lines are doubled with that sort of plinkety. Don't be silly, Gaza. You put in the work, you'll get there. Snakebite. What books did you use to work on reading sight reading rhythm? That's a great question. The two that I think are fantastic are William Leavitt's Leavitt's Melodic Rhythms for Guitar. That's a Berkeley Press book. I love that book. I think it's a great book. And the other one that I think is really good is Gary Hess's The Encyclopedia of Reading Rhythms. I think those are great books. So put your time into those. I'm sorry I've hurt your head, Marcus. Levi, will you do videos this coming year discussing new guitar models for 2020 like I did last year? Really enjoyed those videos. Absolutely, Anthony. I will be doing those as soon as the websites update their things, because I need shit that I can talk about on YouTube, right? So it's the same phrase. Oh no. How's he finger that? That's cool. No relation to Tom Hess. I'm not really a Holzer fan, no. Does he play that there? No. Is he there? It's there. No, it isn't, is there? That's cool. Melodic Rhythms, yeah. It's blue and red, the cover. Or at least the modern pressing is, the modern printing is. There may be an older printing of that. Marcus has a serious question. Do I know where the sheet music is for Yang by Frank Gambale? Can you buy them from his website? I know there's a lot of stuff you can buy on his website, but no, I don't know, sorry. Does he play there? What was it? Let's check that. So he doesn't play that there. Where does he play that? Now these, I keep writing this rhythm the same way, like here, but there's lots of ways you can write that rhythm. You could write it like this. I appreciate you can't see that. My face will be in the way, so let's fix that. Should be able to see that now. So what he plays there? Does he play that there? That's a cool line. This is, you know, it doesn't get more Gambale than this. Oh, here's a great question. Have I transcribed any of Brian Baker's stuff? Yes, I have. It wasn't for Brian, though Brian did approach me about transcribing one of his albums a couple of years ago, but he needed it done too fast. Because man, musicians are terrible for that. They tend to like have all these grand ideas of projects in mind. Then they're like, right, now I need the transcription side of things done. Shit, let me find a transcriber. They find a transcriber. They're like, can you get this done in 3 days? So, dude, there's a reason you've come to me. The reason you come to me is I'm very good at what I do. And the reason I'm good at what I do is, well, because I'm good at what I do. Let me rephrase that. The consequence of being good at what I do is that I'm very in demand for what I do. So, no, I can't drop everything to do your album. But his atonal shred lines that he does, crazy, love them. Yeah. Worth pointing out, Snakebite. You know, there's a difference between sight reading and reading skills. Sight reading would be where you put this piece of music in front of you and I say go and you read it, right? That's not, I mean, it's a cool skill to have, but it's a party trick. Reading skills, on the other hand, would be having the ability to take this, fix that, I don't like that, to take this and come in for rehearsals a week later and be able to play it, right? So that's easier. I can look at this and go one, da 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 da. The rhythmically there, sorry. Why can I not do this? Da. It's because I'm thinking eighth notes. It isn't. Ba 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 da 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 da. Ba 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 da 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 da. Yeah. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 da 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 da. Rhythmically, I have to understand that, right? So that's reading skills, the ability to process information over time. That's a much easier skill to develop. It's a much more useful skill. So there you go. Glad you enjoy it, Luca. How many hours do I transcribe a day? Depends how much work I've got on. They got a 7 in there. Okay, done. So, now I can do the playback of everything. Yeah, we'll go with 100. So we should be able to go. No, it's right between those two tempos. If I put it at 99, it's going to be too slow. No. Ah, that hurts. But we can go from the middle. We'll go from there. And that's me. So, as always, this will be downloadable for my Patreon supporters. So let me save this into my Patreon folder. Patreon. What was that called? Frankly Speaking. Cool. Right. Now I'll take any questions. That wasn't a job for anyone, you know. That was something that I did because I wanted to do it. And that sometimes you have to do those jobs, right? You have to do the things that you want to do. You have to do the things. Stop using the word job. Sometimes you have to do the tasks that you want to do. Sometimes you just have to transcribe for fun, and that was something that I wanted to transcribe. So sadly, it wasn't a job. Wasn't paid for it, but I wanted to do it. -7 sharp 5. Yes, I have seen your email about Jingle balls. I currently have 47 emails that I need to deal with. Let me just graze through the top of these. Oh no, shit. Yeah, so just dealt with that. 39, 38, 37. 37 emails that I need to deal with. Transcription related ones. So it takes time. It takes time. Also, to be completely honest, I see your email and I see the word Frank Gambale, and I'm like, if I was in a better state of mind, I'd be like, let's fucking do that, right? But because obviously it's going to be a lot of work for not a lot of money, those are the types of things that I go, I'll deal with that one later. So there you go. Not what you want to hear, I'm sure. Do I transcribe for drums? Yes, but I try to avoid doing it. My drum kit is over there. I'm not a great drummer at all. I have a good understanding of playing drums, but I think the overall, actual drumming side of things, you need to have a good understanding of how an instrument works in order to transcribe for it. So while I can transcribe drums, it takes me a lot longer than it does to do anything else, or an instrument that I'm very experienced in, because I have to put a lot more thought into what's going on. In the same way that a pianist often won't be the best guitar transcriber, they might get the notes, but in terms of how things are likely to have been played, they tend to not be as good with that type of thing. So I do drums, but yeah. Ever transcribed any Per Nilsson? I've transcribed a bunch of Per Nilsson for Patreon guys. Did a live stream transcribing Per Nilsson stuff. His Mixolydian Flat 6 improv from his Scar Guitar DVD was fun to do. So yeah, did that. Memory, yeah. Well, I transcribe Snakebite because my memory is terrible. If I can write something down, it's a lot easier for me to remember it because I can just reference it. Well, thank you very much for that, Ross. Awesome. I'll read it out loud. That was awesome, dude. This is one of your first streams that I've watched. I think you're as good at transcribing as Gambale is at playing guitar, and he's a killer player. I don't mind saying that I'm a good transcriber. The thing with the Jingle Balls solo, -7 sharp 5, and part of me did consider doing that as the live stream that I was about to log on to do. It's the free time nature of it. I hate the free time nature of things like that, because putting it on the paper, getting it to fit nicely into bars, I'm cool to do that. But I hate it when things don't look good on the page, and something like that, sometimes it doesn't look good on the page. So, but I will get back to you on these, I promise. I just saw his. I was looking for some videos to transcribe of his for this stream. Ended up going with the one that I started doing last month, and in doing that, I saw that he's just uploaded a chord melody of Silent Night as well, hasn't he? So, I expected an email from you asking for that as well. Tom, what do you do if you're transcribing and realise the musician is speeding up or slowing down in tempo intermittently? Well, it depends on the context, right? It depends on whether or not you're talking a soloist, someone playing on their own, or somebody that's playing with a band. If the tempo of the music changes, then indicate that in the transcription. I didn't. You know what I didn't do? I didn't sort my camera out. I'm supposed to be a professional, and I realised that I've done this entire stream with my camera looking stupid. That looks worse. There we go. So what my camera should look like. Sorry, so yeah, if the tempo of the piece shifts, then do your best to indicate that. But part of marking a file out, when you're marking a file out in Transcribe, is you're putting in those measure markers, and when you're doing that, you're not using maths to tell you where those bar lines are. You're doing that internally. You're listening to and you're pushing and pulling with the tempo. So really, you would like to think that you wouldn't even notice if something is pushing up and speeding up and slowing down a little bit, because yeah, you get the idea. Hopefully, you get the idea. Yeah, use a Frank Gambale multiplier. I should do that. I actually had someone, and again, this will give you an idea of like what it's like sending emails, dealing with emails. I've got a guy that wants me to do some Sean Lane, and I have a no Sean Lane policy now because of how long it takes to do his work versus how much money you actually get paid for it. And I said to the guy, look, I don't do Sean Lane stuff anymore because it's not cost effective. It costs me a fortune in time, and I get virtually nothing out of it. And the guy's like, oh well, I totally appreciate that, but if it helps, money's no object. If you need to charge me 5 times what your normal rate is, then charge me 5 times what your normal rate is. Well, that gets my attention, right? There's an opportunity, to be well paid for a job, and it won't be well paid. I'll get paid a lot, but the job will take me 5 times as long. So, so really, I'm not making more. I'm just being fairly compensated for the amount of time that I'd have to put into it. But still, it's no small chunk of change. So that's the kind of thing where I said, okay, that might change things a little bit. Let me listen to the track again a few more times and really work out roughly how much time I think this is going to take me. Well, that was 9 days ago, and he's still not got a response from me. So I'm just busy with shit, right? So, but I do like that I'll pay you more approach. That usually gets my attention. Do I ever make tempo adjustments to keep pieces in sync? Yes, I have been known to do that in the past. Ciego guitarist. I hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Keep being real. I do my best, man. You have missed the majority of the stream, yes, but it will stay online. You can go back and watch it. I'm a great transcriber and a hell of a nice guy. Oh, don't tell the Lucas Mann fans that. Yeah. Sean is outrageous, and the solo that the guy wants me to transcribe is the drum and guitar solo. So it's Sean Lane playing guitar and Sean Rickman playing drums, and it has a super free time nature about it because you got Sean Rickman just having fun, really fucking around and doing shit, and then Sean Lane over the top is just being Sean Lane. So it's not just a case of transcribing pitch, which is a bastard, or transcribing rhythm, which is a bastard, when it's Sean Lane. It's about getting everything to fit in the bars, to make everything look good on the page, and stuff like that is just like, it's a lot of work. Just bring my Patreon credits up. Thank you very much for your support, guys. You guys rock. You allow me to keep doing stupid shit like this. And the beauty of having a studio that functions now is I will be doing a lot more live streams like this. I will just come on every now and again, a couple of times a week, a few times a week maybe, and we'll do some transcribing. We can do some guitar playing. I can turn on my amp if you've got questions about things you want me to do some playing. That's absolutely fine. So expect a lot more live streams from me over the coming months and years. And of course, check me out on Amazon. Have a look for Levi Clay. You'll find some of my books. New one out in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So, yeah. I'm just getting over this cold, which isn't fun. Hey mate, I really like your videos on triads. Triads! Helped you a lot. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you got something out of that. What's your name? Voice in the Noise. That makes sense. Voice in the Noise. Thank you very much for checking the video out, and thank you very much for leaving me a comment. Minor 7 sharp 5. I've been getting into much Gambale licks this year, and the main sweeps that really bother me are the ones where you have 4-string fourth intervals. Do you have any tips on fretting that cleanly? I'm not great at doing Frank's thing. Hang on. I said I'd put my amp on if needs be, right? I'm spending enough time just working on that. I suck at that. But just that one pentatonic lick that he does, that. I'm awful at it. I've also been doing why is that noisy? Ah, because I don't have my gate on. There we go. Kind of frank, maybe. Missed lots of comments. Yeah, man, that random.org is fantastic. You lucky, lucky bastard. Yep. Drum and guitar solo, yeah. So yeah, those rolls, man. I suck at it. A Sean Lane Paul. Yeah. Yeah, Frank is definitely a guy to get your teeth into. The lick that slurped LA. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I put time in. Let's say I put time into it. I didn't learn it. I put a lot of time into that when I was, I don't know, 22. So almost 10 years ago now. Yeah, not my thing with a lick like that is like I don't I don't want to learn any of Frank's things in the same way I don't want to learn any of Steve Vai's things because they sound too much like Steve Vai and Frank's stuff sounds too much like Frank. And to me, a lick is this, right? A lick is these are licks. Lick, lick. There's a lick. That's a lick. The lick that slurped LA is what, 16 bars long? Like it's not really a lick. It's a collection of a bunch of cool licks and shit, right? I don't. To me, there's not that much you can learn from something like that. So yeah. But that. I suck at it. Oh, put the guitar down, Levi. You suck at it. But I have fun, right? And that's what matters. Right, I'm going to head off now. Ruining these streams by playing guitar. I'm not supposed to play. I'm just supposed to transcribe. That's where my skill is. I mean, was there any need for that? Fucking... Can't even see my face on my amp. Why are you making noises? Shut up. There you go. Let's do it so we can see my face on the amp. There we go. Right, let's have a look. 16 bars. It's an etude, exactly, yeah. Has going really deep into transcribing altered your personal playing style drastically? Yeah, man, that's how I became a country guy. I got into playing country and western swing and jazz from listening and transcribing a bunch of stuff, and it really helped, your ear start to hear musical ideas in different contexts. And then suddenly, when you're closing your eyes and you're imagining music, you find that you imagine different things. So yeah, thank you very much for your kind words, Tom. I appreciate that. Right, I'm going to head. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for checking this out. I'll be doing more of these in the future. Check me out on Patreon. Link somewhere in the description, maybe. I don't know. Check me out on Amazon. Look for my name everywhere. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, all of that good stuff. And I'll be back for another stream soon. Much love. Laters.